What's up, y'all? What's up? How you feeling? What you doing? How life's going? If you could, would you? And if you would, could you? I don't know why I just had to ask those questions, but anyways, so wrapping up this week. It's been a very eventful week, not gonna lie. Like, God been Godding this week. Just like life been lifing, God been Godding this week, okay? Because, like, okay, so I always been a person that said a prayer, but not really prayed, if that made sense. Like, I would say, like, I would show my appreciation. Like, I would send God my gratitude for the things that's done on a day-to-day. But then I will also, like, ask for things type stuff. So what I did this week specifically was I prayed. And when I say I prayed like to the point where I began to see God be God in my life. Like it's actually kind of dope. Like, and I say that because, like, I got to tap back into a part of myself that almost got lost again. Like, it be so much stuff going on in the world that we sometimes lose sight of our passion. And the thing that I really realized this week is never let, shout out to Jew, but never let your passion die off. Like, when you allow life to overpower you, like overpower your control over your reality, you begin to lose parts of what was in the plan for you, if that makes sense. Like, I heard Tupac say it best, like, God give us all a light inside of us. And if we don't use it, we lose it. I don't know if it was Tupac or Nipsey. One of them said that. But, and they said, like, that's what they said, like, God give us all light. And if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's the reality of it. So it's like, that's why it be times where you will think something, or you will be like, I want to do this one day. And then you may see it after a while, you may see that somebody else did it. Or somebody else took that route that you saw for yourself. Because you didn't use that light, you lost it. Yeah, it's something is still in the plan for you. It just may not be that, because you didn't utilize that energy how God intended you to utilize that energy. And that be the real, like, pill to swallow. Like, realizing that God ain't gonna wait around for you. Like, God gonna put everything that you gonna put all the tools in front of your face, but God ain't gonna build the house for you. God wants you to build the house. But if you wait too long, summer gonna end. And if you keep waiting, fall gonna end. And now you really gonna want to work through the winter, like, for real, and build a house? Like, for real. Like, when do you see construction workers working in the winter when they building houses and stuff? Me, I barely see that. So now you delaying your blessings because you want to do things on your own time. But when God put everything in front of you so that you can get up and go do it, but you playing God in your life, and you want to do things when you want to do it, but you want God to move on your time, but you won't even move on God's time. Like, make it make sense. Like, this is a word to Shay, because Shay be tripping when Shay be doing what she be doing, but it's like, come on now, chill. Okay? I be having to tell myself that. Like, even though I be hard on myself, I be real with myself. Like you can't keep sitting up here asking God to do this, to do that, do that. You want this, you want that, telling God all the things you want. God already know what's here and here. Here. Like, God already know. So stop telling God what you want and show God that you deserve what you want. And God gonna show you that you already got all you need. You just gotta go get it. You just have to be who you need. You just have to be the person to receive the things that you need. And it's like, it's just that simple. Like, I heard someone say this on the way home. Like, what she said? Ooh, come back to me. Come back to me. Ooh. She said that, damn, it just left my head. But don't you hate that when you forget something? Like, come back. Come back. I'd be like, because that was a great point that she said, and it really touched my heart, but I can't remember it. I know what she said in my head, but my mouth won't pick up the words that she said. It's wild. The mind is a crazy place. But hey, you only get one mind, you only get one heart, you only get one body, you only get one soul. You gotta appreciate it for what it is. Like, even though this thing be irritating me sometimes, I rocks with it because it's mine, okay? And a lot of times you be having to do that to yourself. You may have to hit yourself in the head. You may have to remind yourself that you're human and you have these tools. You ain't just get all of this stuff for no reason. You ain't just get this body for looks. Yeah, it may look good, but these are tools. All of this is tools. Like, even these are tools for women to breastfeed. Like, and it's like, when we get in that mode of trying to play God and manipulate our reality, we begin to manipulate ourselves into thinking that life is what we've manipulated ourselves into believing. When in reality, life is what it is. Life goes on. Life ain't got nothing to do with you for real. You just a part of it. That's the one. You just part of this matrix. You just a part of this. You dig? And you just going with the flow of it all. And that's all it is. Like, but the goal of it all, I've learned, is to elevate your consciousness, elevate to a higher level so that you can see things from a higher perspective and make better decisions that will produce fruits that can be multiplied for generations. Hence, be fruitful and multiply. See, people talk about the Bible, but have you ever put it in your perspective with your mind? Like, have you ever just used your mind to piece together what God talked about in the Bible? Because, like, don't get me wrong, I ain't a follower of the Bible, but I grew up on it for at least 10 years of my life. Had to read it growing up. So it's like my childhood foundation was rooted in Christianity. But your girl learned to think for herself. And learn to pay attention to the signs and symbols that God put into my life as an individual. Because God knows how I would communicate. And when I say God, I mean guiding our direction. I don't know who's guiding our direction, but I know someone is guiding our direction. And that's who I pray to. That's who I honor. That's who I respect. It could be my ancestors. It could be a person. It could be nobody, for all I know. But it's, well, I don't think it's nobody. That's probably like over exaggerating. because I do think it's somebody, something, somebody, someone. I don't know. But it's that. But anyways, you gotta go with the flow, but don't flow with the go, because you realize that God gives you the freedom to choose. That's your free will. And when you give your free will away and you waive your right to choose, you lose this, because now you're opening up this to allow someone else to go like this and pull your strings and use your tools for their benefit. And it's like that's where the curses in the Bible come to play. That's where you see all of the dark times and all of the darkness that surrounds a lot of people, the negativity that people live in and all of that is because they lost sight of this. And then once you lose sight of this, you lose sight of this. And then that soul gets tainted. So now your body may not even be your own. But that's a story for another day. Because, man, we get into talking about souls, how light or how heavy, how light or how dark your soul is. That's a whole nother conversation, because, man, talk about God showing you who you are, that in ways that only you can see. People don't be ready for that though. Like, that be the realness of it all. Like, coming to doing that shadow work and finding out how dark you are on the inside. Like, people don't be knowing for real. Like, I don't know if this was a video I made the other day or a conversation I had with someone, but people don't be knowing what they be doing for real. It be principalities at play. So it's like, when you vibrate at a lower level, you welcome entities to come into your body and use your tools. I'm talking about your limbs, your mouth, your eyeballs. You allow them to use your vessel for their own benefit. And it don't even have to be a dead soul. It could be a lost soul. It could be someone that see that they can control you, and they're doing that. And it's like, that's why you have the gift of discernment, so that you can learn how to set the proper boundaries and trust your intuition, so that you don't make those type of decisions, those unconscious decisions that typically leads to death for real. Like, or it leads to death, or like intense struggle, I'm gonna call it. But it's like, man, this is the part of spirituality that people don't be talking about. Like, coming to the awareness that life is like this for real. People be like, it ain't that deep. Man, if only you knew how deep it actually runs. Like, when you think of like how deep life can get, think of the ocean. How deep you think the ocean gets? That's how deep life gets. So whenever you use that phrase and be like, it ain't that deep, think of the ocean, because it is that deep. You may not look at it like that. That don't mean the other person don't look at it like that. That don't mean that other person won't do you like that just because you won't do it. You not them. You wasn't raised with them. You wasn't raised like them. You wasn't born in their skin. You don't have the same soul as them. You're not them. Like I have on my wall, it say, be you, not them. Like, be you. Like, the only way to keep people from overpowering you inside of your body is to be you and be unapologetically you, and set those boundaries and be clear on who you are, what you want, and what you here for. Like, that's why, like, I be so in my own world, because it's like, whenever I allow people into my world, or I try to be a part of theirs, I don't fit and they don't fit. So it's like, no, I would rather attract the people that are supposed to be around me than to try to force myself inside of places that I don't belong. Like, that's doing myself a disservice, and that's doing them a disservice too. Because even though I don't care that much about first impressions be a motherfucker, because it's like, you never know how people perceive your light or your darkness. You could trigger something in them that make them think of all they past hurts, and now their first impression on you is that triggering thought. And it's like that may not even be your fault for real, but that's how their mind works. The mind is a wild place. Once you get the ability to see clearly and think and move with the things that you know and develop beliefs that can become knowledge, and to train your mind to move with what you know, you begin to grow and see things different. Like how they say, like, once you know better, you do better. It's because you learn to, you begin elevating and growing, if that makes sense. Like, I be trying not to go on a bad rant because I be my thoughts like be circling like this, but I know it all relates to each other. So those that understand, give me a like, share my video, show me some love, because I'm out of here. Peace and love.